Hi y'all, this is LaShanford. How's everyone doing? Just checking in. I just wanted to give an update. Keep telling y'all my spiritual journey, everything that was transpiring, in my life at the time when I first started this spiritual journey of not religion or stuff like that. I'm talking about just spiritual. So what happened was, I was telling you guys about how I was getting signs, that I was disconnected from the Most High, and I was getting signs that basically I was out of divinity, and every day I woke up in sorrow, upset, in fear, just thinking it's today the day it's gonna happen. And it was hard to I was depressed. It was so hard for me just to even get out the bed, because every day, it took, at the same token as I was afraid and the fear and I was depressed, it took courage for me to just even get out the bed every day, because in my mind I'm thinking like today the day it can happen. And I couldn't shake it. I couldn't think of anything else. I would work. I felt like my temper was like so, it's like I was on edge. It's like I kind of ran that red light. It's like I was on edge, and I couldn't, my temperament was off. Just everything was off with me. I just was different. I couldn't focus at work. It's like I was going to work every day, and I really was in my head saying F this place, I just couldn't get it together. That messed me up so. And then I didn't tell you guys, I also was experiencing other things that was happening, like my I can't even say it. Equilibrium was off. I can't even say it, but it was off. And like I would be walking. There's the police right there. I'm holding my phone. My bad, yeah. My equilibrium was off. I would be walking, and like it felt like my spirit was leaving my body or something, or it's like I could have stepped before. How they say you get out your body? It kind of felt like that. Like it's like I could step before I'm actually stepping into something, and it just felt like, how they say you in shock or something. It just, the way it felt was like, I don't know, like I could barely move. One time I had to basically, I was going for a walk. I was going to do my walks that I was doing every day. And basically when I was going for the walk, it's like I couldn't control my steps. I was off, and I had to stop for a minute because I felt like I was gonna miss the step and fall. I still went for the walk though. I'm like, I'm not gonna let this stop me from going for my walk, because at the time I had dedicated to the Most High. I'm gonna walk every day, and I didn't want anything to stop me, except for, because I'm in Chicago. So, except for when the snow, got bad. Like if it's just an inch or two, I was still gonna walk. But if it got bad, that was the only way I wasn't gonna walk. I was walking in the rain. If it rained, I get rained on. I just still walk. I did miss sometimes though. I'm not gonna act like I didn't miss any times. Like I feel like it was a couple of times if it rained bad or something, I didn't go. So, but basically, I wanted to keep that, and I didn't want anything to stop me from doing it, so I still went. And I just talked to God. I talked to the Most High every single day. Just let her know how apologetic I was, and how if I had the chance, I would really make some changes in my life and be sincere and be for real and really focus on improving and learning me, and just doing, not just me, learning myself. Not just that, it was just live life instead of how I was living. Like I told y'all, it was every day. I didn't have a boyfriend, and you know, that ain't all the way my fault, you know, that I didn't have a boyfriend, but oh, I'm supposed to turn right here. Oops. I'm messing up over here. But it wasn't just that I didn't have a boyfriend. It's just I just wasn't living life. It's like I literally worked, came home, took off my clothes, watched TV. There's another police right there. Dang. I need to get the handheld thing. But I just spent every day, come home, watch TV, bored out my mind, not knowing what to do, but I would just lay there and just find something that could give me a little interest, or go to sleep if I was too bored. Like, that's how I was living every single day. And I always looked forward for special occasions when it was someone's birthday or we was getting together, because I mean, even though, I would still look forward to that, but it was just like, it's a chance for me to get out the house, put on some clothes, spend time with my family, enjoy them, before, everything come crashing down. Like, I was in my head. I couldn't escape my mind. And I was really, really, really putting strong pressure on myself, and I couldn't shake it. So I had got to a point where I just said, Most High, regardless of what happens, at least I know, I went down fighting for my divinity, and I'm just gonna keep on talking to you, even though, just letting you know what I think, and keep on talking to you, and keep on establishing a relationship with you, even though I know you turned your back on me, because the prophet had said basically, the Most High be sitting there in her chair. I just can't get that out my head. I be thinking about that all the time, because she says she be sitting there in her chair and she be reading the newspaper, ignoring everything that we be saying when, you're not connected. She be sitting there ignoring us, So I don't know when she decided to actually listen to me or she knew the whole time, but this just how every time I would talk to her, I would always think about that, and I could literally see her ignoring me, and I just would just keep talking, and I would just keep talking and not giving up, and just it was hard for me to wake up every day and everything, but I just made sure I kept whatever practices I established. Like, I'm gonna have a better meditation life. Like, even meditating, it's like I didn't know how to meditate, but I'm for sure better now. But I do still have, sometimes when there's a lot going on, I still have issues with my focus, some days I have really good meditations, and so it's I'm just gonna do it I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop walking. I'm not going to stop talking to you, God. And so, like, all day, like, while I'm at work, I would be just talking to God, or like on my way home, sometimes I wouldn't turn on anything. I just talk, cry, let it out, because I just couldn't see me. It's like, even though I wasn't spiritual and I didn't know God, I just knew that I would be with God, though. And to think someone's telling me, there's a prophet, that I wouldn't. And I don't know if that was my worst fear, that I always thought that's the reason why I never wanted to get an actual reading. If that was my worst fear, I always thought that, man, I just didn't know, like, where I stood, and I didn't want to know, I didn't want anyone to tell me. So that's why I think I was always afraid of the reading. And I did the shadow work. I literally, all the stuff that I could think of that I was doing wrong, I wanted to address it, and and really forgive myself if I was wrong, forgive others if they did me wrong. I just wanted to let it all go. My only focus was building my relationship for real with the Most High, whether I finished or not, whether the Most High took me out or not. The whole thing, I had to go down trying, fighting for my divinity, fighting for the Most High's love. That's how I felt like I was fighting for. Even though I wouldn't say the Most High's love, because I felt like I always had the Most High's love. I felt like the Most High was disappointed in me and expected more out of me. And it's like, I guess deep down, I knew I was supposed to be doing more, that I had a greater purpose than what I was doing, Maybe that's what it was, because I just knew it was supposed to be more than what I was doing with my life. But I never thought work was an issue. Like, I thought, like, the Most High, like, respected work, as long as you working for what you want in life and not stealing and killing and hurting others, I thought that was respected, But I didn't realize, like, it was a big thing to not work for men, and I was just as bad as those people doing those things. I never even looked at it like that, because they are ahead of the corporation. I'm not gonna even go there because, yeah, I just got on here. I don't want to get kicked out, so I'm not gonna even go there. But I just didn't know that the Most High didn't respect, like, you working for companies and working like that. The Most High wants you to have your own. I'll say that. The Most High wants you to be your own boss. Use your gifts. Now that I'm learning more about God and what the Most High is about, like, the Most High just want us to be the best we can be. Like, the Most High when the Most High created us, like, the Most High had in mind of us being the greatest thing, and it's lowering our standard, kind of like, but I know the Most High know everything that's going to take place, when and where, in our lives. It's just, I just wasn't seeing it. I wasn't seeing it as a problem. I really didn't. But the more and more I listened to the prophet saying, get out them jobs and you shouldn't be working there, kind of like, and even when I started, like I said, started watching Rashad Jamal, I will say this, he did more explaining why. So, like, it's like, whatever I wasn't understanding from the prophet, I understood when he broke it down. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like I was saying about the walking under the moon. It was like a lot of instances like that, because they on the same accord, but it's like he was explaining it. And I always been that type of person. That's always been my personality. Like, I don't just understand stuff always, like just by reading the notes. I gotta do it. I gotta know. Like sometimes, like even at work, I'm the type that I could do the work and then I can, people could tell me don't do this, that, but they won't explain why. They just say don't put that code in the system or something like that. They'll just say that, and I never understood why. But me, I was always the type, or no, I'm not gonna say don't put the code. Okay, say you in your computer and a code pops up and they tell you got to remove that code. But my mindset thinks, why was it even put there in the first place if I always got to remove it? That shouldn't be in place like that. So say I forget or something to remove it, because if my mindset is automatically it shouldn't be in place if it wasn't meant to be there, then basically a mistake happened because of that. Say a mistake happens because of that. Me, I'm always the type of person, I had to learn the mistake to fully get it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I had to learn. So I hope that was a good example of what I'm trying to say. So that happened, and it's like I was I was finding out certain things I was doing, mistakes I was making. But at the same token, when I was making mistakes at the time, I was really, really, really hard on myself, like, because I was really trying and I didn't know how to do it, but I'm fighting to not give up. I wasn't trying to give up, but it was like I would cry sometimes, like, damn, I really wasn't trying to make a mistake. I really was trying to do it right, Most High. Like, I was really being super hard on myself. I was taking it to the extreme, but better days took place, and I don't know what happened. That's what I'm trying to remember. What happened that made me know that, hey, the Most High actually finally forgave you and you are in divinity now. I don't remember what happened. That's what I'm trying to think. What took place to make me come to that conclusion? Because I still never actually got a reading done or anything like that. I don't know, because even when I meditated, at first I would have like bad meditations. Like, I see bad stuff. Like, I close my eyes, I could see skeletons, or I would see like certain stuff I'll see, and I'll look it up and ask what it meant. I mean, like, look it up online to see what it meant, and people would say that meant like bad shit, like, and so I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. Like, I don't know, I dreamt of like different things. Like, I dreamt of me looking in the mirror at myself, and then I looked that up online, because I kind of got into the habit. I look up everything, because now I know that that's God and the angels talking to you in your dreams, and not dreams, in your in your dreams, premonitions. Now that I know that, I would look it up to see what it meant. I had to know what everything meant that I would see. And then I also, so I had looked it up. And, if anybody ever looked that up, that don't mean anything good. So it's just like that type of stuff. I was having that type of stuff. So that's how I knew, all of the things together was like, okay, you kicked off from the Most High. Sometimes I'll close my eye, and it's like I felt everything. It's like I felt everything, internalized it. It's like I knew it was for me. Like, say, this chemtrail stuff, you guys. Like, say I walk outside and it's like a chemtrail, but they'll put the shape, it'd be like an X. And I just felt like that was for me. It, like, I could have just been paranoid and freaking out about everything, because I was freaked out. I ain't gonna lie. So it could have been I was just internalizing, thinking everything was a sign that basically the Most High taking me out. I just looked at everything like that. Everything. And I don't remember. I don't remember all the way what happened. But one day I was at work. I don't remember what happened, but I just remember something happened, and it was something good. And I asked the Most High, like, can you give me a sign that was for me, and that I'm back on the, like, back, not necessarily in divinity, but basically you at least hear me out for me to, end up with you in divinity and, whatever like that. And I was asking for a sign, and I remember I asked, let me see a purple car, and I end up seeing the purple car. And then I couldn't believe it. And then when I saw, besides that, I want to say it was a number. I think it was maybe 369. I'm like, let me see 369. I didn't see it in the order 369, but I saw them together. I think it was like 639, something like that. So those things happened. And when that transpired, I knew it. And to be honest with you, it was like the beginning of me starting to cut off this heat. That was the beginning of me starting to understand my intuition, because I knew that was God. Just like I was understanding my intuition the bad way too, I knew that all those were signs for me. And then it was also too, another sign for me on the bad side was that I think the prophet said that you'll hear, like when death is near or something, like you'll hear knocking. And I kept having that happen to me. It's like somebody would knock on my door, and then I go open the door and there wouldn't be nobody there. Like that type of stuff was happening. In 1 mile, so it was, like I said, it was a lot of signs. It was a lot of signs. Once you learn spirituality and started to get into it, I was having a lot of signs. But I started to have some good ones too. And when that started to happen, like, hey, it started, what I can think of right now that I remembered, and that literally just came to my head. I don't remember what happened, but I just remember that I said, Most High, if this you telling me you basically gonna start working with me, I wasn't saying in divinity yet, nothing like that, but you gonna start, I didn't hear what it said on the directions. I'm actually going to this corporate office right now. So I gotta be there in like 15 minutes. I shouldn't be late or anything, but I do have to end the live though. But so that was the first thing that comes to my mind that I can remember that say, hey, you're making some headway with all of the changes you're making and the pouring into yourself you're doing and the different things you're doing. And I'm like, Most High. Also, I was kind of like, dang, Most High, I wish I knew. Even though, because at the same time, I was still thinking I'm not good with the Most High before, the purple car. I'm like, even though, I'm not in a good spot with you, the changes I made in my life, man, if I could just remove this fear that's on me and you give me the sign that you are working with me, right now. And if you give me that, I feel the difference. Like, it was like, besides the fact that I was a fear about that, all the changes I was making in my life, it just felt so good. They did. It felt good. To the parking lot for your destination. What it's telling me to do though? I'm almost here. I'm in a parking lot for my destination, but I don't know where I gotta go though. It ain't telling me that. Yeah, but it's like, wow, I never knew I could feel like this. I never knew things could feel like this. And I'm so happy I made these. Oh, I see it. It's right here. I'm so happy I made these changes. And I just never knew I could feel this good. And now that I'm feeling this, Most High, don't take this away from me. I want to work. And I actually made an agreement with the Most High. Like, I don't want to say what my agreement was, but I literally petitioned to Most High. Like, if I start to do these things, or if you give me these things, this is what I'm going to do with it. And this is how I'm going to truly give back and help people. And, and I believe that I can do this. And I believe it's in me. I have a passion for it, stuff like that. And so I'm actually here. But okay, y'all. I mean, I still got like 10 minutes before I gotta go in, but I don't know where I'm going, so I don't want to wait 10 minutes. I'm trying to get close on my parking. I'm not the greatest parker. Oh my God. So yeah, so that transpired. I'm sweating. I had the heat on and I didn't even realize it. So that transpired. And so I'm using my napkin. I got my kiwi in here I was about to eat. Using my napkin to wipe my face. But I'm gonna get ready to end this for the day, and I'll come on again. So I started to see good signs, I started to feel different too. I started to just pick up different signs, synchronicities. I was starting to have some good dreams. I still had bad dreams though, but I was starting to have different kind of dreams. It just felt different, and my meditations, I was starting to connect to God in my meditations, not just God, the angels. It's like I was seeing more positive things come through, so I started to see the changes in the way things was going. So, and then something happened at work. I just don't remember what happened to make me know things are starting to turn around. I don't remember that, what took place. So, and I'm not gonna force it because I can't remember, y'all. And so that happened. But some of the dreams I was having was crazy. And I'm gonna go into some of the dreams, good and bad. Some of the dreams I was having. It could have just been the dream I had that made me ask God. And I'm like, if I'm good with you now, like, if you're gonna work with me now, reveal it to me with a purple card. Cause purple cards are kind of rare, and that's the crown chakra. So that's what made me ask for that. And that was my best friend. My best friend passed away after my mom passed away. And what's crazy about that was that I did not go to her funeral. And it's for spiritual reasons why I didn't. Once I started to understand that funerals is kind of a ritual, I didn't want to go for that reason. And I always took funerals hard anyway. Like that, both reasons. I took funerals hard anyway. Like the last funeral I went to was my mom's. I haven't been to another funeral. It's been a lot of people passing away too, and I haven't went to any funerals because I had two best friends. One of my best friends passed away, which was literally like Christmas 2025. No, that just passed. I mean Christmas 2024. So I guess, yeah, so I didn't realize that my mom and my best friend, they passed away the same year. But my mom passed in February and my best friend passed in December. I didn't realize it was the same year. I thought it was like a year apart. But yeah, so that happened. And I'm gonna get ready to go in. I'm looking to see the time. Yeah, so that happened too. So I didn't go to her funeral, and I was so, even though I still wasn't all the way good with God then either, but I decided once I told God, Most High, I don't think I could go. I'm not going to go to any more funerals after learning about the ritual stuff. Then I said to Most High, I changed that around. Most High, it's just going to depend on who it is and how it hit me, because I don't want to go, but it depends on who it is and how it hits me if I'm gonna go, So then I was feeling bad too when she passed too, because I felt like, I don't know if I'm tripping, but I felt like her death was connected to my spiritual karma. Like it was happening because of my karma. I don't know why. I mean, but I know she has her own karma, Oh, then I got to the point I didn't want to gossip. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear no mess. It changed me, and it felt good. It felt like, besides the fact that I knew I wasn't right with God, besides that, all the changes I was making in my life felt better. I was losing weight. I changed my diet. I went on an alkaline diet. I started to lose, even though I didn't even go on the diet to lose weight. I went on the diet to not eat meat. That's what I started it originally for, to not eat meat. And I felt so honored. Like I was telling you, I always ate out. I always ate the crappiest food. I felt so honored that I cared enough about myself to pour into myself by making my own food. And alkaline, you got to make everything. If you want tacos, you got to make the tortilla. You got to make the sauce to put on top. The cheese, because you don't use real cheese. You make it out of nuts. And it was an eye-opening experience for me. And I felt like if I'm going to spend time, I just felt like the things I was spending time on was pouring into me, was making my life better, And like I said, I started to diet. I was I gotta go in here, y'all. I gotta end this because it's time for me to go. But I was starting to diet, and I was just doing things different, out the norm for me. Just really caring for myself, putting on clothes. Summer came, I'm like, I'm putting on clothes. I'm going, not lying around the house all the time. I was out doing stuff. I just appreciate the changes that it made. It was opening my eyes to how I was really wasting my life away. I really was. It really was opening my eyes. So, all right, I'm going to end this, and we going to continue to talk, and I'm going to continue to share, and let me know if anyone had these type of experiences. Has anyone gone through anything like this? Just keep me posted. I love y'all. I'm so happy to be here. And then it's so weird how I am with the internet. I literally never even wanted to get on the internet. I thought it was the devil, didn't want no parts of it, and I'm here. Me of all people on here. That's how you know when you want to just be obedient to God and God give you direction, you willing to do whatever. And I don't feel no type of way about being here either. It's like I don't feel like, oh, I hate this or this not me. I don't even feel no type of way. I just want to, come on, tell my story, hope, others come tell a story also. But I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you for your time. Thank you for always listening to me, hearing me out, getting to know me, getting to know my journey. And thank y'all. I love y'all. May the Most High always keep you and keep us all the gods and goddesses. I love y'all. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.